Hey there! Welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we're diving into a crucial skill that can greatly improve your communication and conflict resolution abilities. How to make people listen during an argument. Whether you're trying to express your viewpoint or navigate a disagreement, knowing how to effectively capture someone's attention and engage in a meaningful dialogue is key. So stick around as we break down the art of getting your message across and fostering open, productive discussions. Let's jump right in. 1. Understanding the power of active listening. Effective communication is a dynamic interplay of sending and receiving messages, and at the heart of this lies the art of active listening. In a world where everyone wants to be heard, it's easy to underestimate the profound impact of truly listening to another person. Active listening goes beyond mere hearing. It's about immersing yourself in the conversation, capturing not only the words being spoken, but also deciphering the unspoken nuances, emotions, and intentions behind them. When engaged in an argument, the instinct to respond swiftly often overshadows the importance of listening. However, taking the time to actively listen can transform the entire trajectory of the conversation. It creates a platform for understanding, empathy, and collaborative problem-solving. At its core, active listening involves employing both verbal and nonverbal cues to demonstrate your attention and interest. Maintaining eye contact is a powerful signal that you're fully present in the conversation, valuing the speaker's words. Additionally, nodding at appropriate intervals is a non-intrusive way to acknowledge that you're absorbing their message. Responding with affirmations such as, "I see what you're saying," or "that makes sense," does more than just show that you're paying attention. It reassures the other person that their perspective is being valued and considered. It's like extending a figurative hand of agreement, allowing the other person to feel heard and understood. Active listening transforms an argument from a battleground into a meeting ground of ideas. When both parties feel that their voices are being acknowledged, a natural shift occurs in the dynamics of the conversation. The atmosphere becomes less adversarial and more collaborative, as the focus shifts from my point versus your point to our mutual understanding. Moreover, active listening fosters an environment of mutual respect. It's an acknowledgement that even if you disagree, you're willing to invest the time and effort to grasp the other person's perspective. This respect, in turn, sets the stage for reciprocation. When you show respect by actively listening, the other person is more likely to reciprocate by lending an ear to your viewpoint. 2. Choose the right time and place. You're trying to discuss a crucial issue with someone, but you're surrounded by the bustling noise of a coffee shop. Conversations swirl around you, making it difficult to concentrate. The chances of having a productive discussion in such an environment are slim. This is where the concept of choosing the right time and place comes into play. A fundamental aspect of getting your message across effectively. Creating an optimal setting. Timing and location can significantly impact the outcome of any conversation, especially during an argument. Imagine setting the stage for your conversation like you would for a theater performance. The ambiance, lighting, and backdrop all matter. When you're looking to engage in a serious discussion, consider finding an environment that allows both parties to focus solely on the conversation at hand. Calming the storm. Select a time when both you and the other person are relatively calm and open to dialogue. Engaging in a heated argument when emotions are running high is unlikely to lead to a productive outcome. Similarly, avoid initiating discussions when the other person is preoccupied or stressed. By choosing a moment when emotions are less intense, you increase the chances of having a level-headed exchange. The power of privacy. Privacy is another critical factor. Opt for a quiet and private space where you won't be interrupted by external distractions. This minimizes the chances of your conversation being derailed and ensures that both parties can focus entirely on the matter at hand. A secluded setting also helps create a sense of intimacy, which can encourage a more open and genuine exchange of ideas. Setting the tone. Think of the location as an extension of your intention. A serene and quiet backdrop can set the tone for a calm and collected conversation. When both parties are in a peaceful environment, it's easier to keep emotions in check and approach the discussion with a rational mindset. This, in turn, fosters a more respectful and productive exchange, lowering the defenses that often arise during arguments. Encouraging openness. The right environment encourages both parties to engage more openly. When you're not distracted by external factors, you can focus on understanding each other's viewpoints. This promotes active listening and demonstrates your commitment to having a meaningful conversation. When people feel that their thoughts are valued and respected, they're more likely to reciprocate by listening attentively and considering your perspective. 3. Empathy. Stepping into their shoes. Empathy is the bridge that connects two perspectives. Take a moment to put yourself in the other person's shoes and understand their feelings, concerns, and motivations. This doesn't mean you have to agree with them, but by acknowledging their emotions without judgment, you're showing that you value their point of view. Validate their perspective by saying things like, "I can understand why you might feel that way," or "I see where you're coming from." This approach shifts the conversation from a confrontation to a mutual exploration of ideas. When people feel heard and understood, they're more likely to reciprocate that understanding, creating an atmosphere of mutual respect and willingness to engage. 4. Keep your emotions in check. Emotions can be powerful, but allowing them to dictate your tone and demeanor during an argument can derail the conversation. It's essential to keep your emotions in check and maintain a composed demeanor. Speak in a calm and measured tone, even if the other person's words are triggering a strong reaction. Avoid using aggressive or accusatory language that can put the other person on the defensive. Instead of saying, "You never understand," try, "I sometimes feel misunderstood when we talk about this." By demonstrating emotional control, you signal that you're interested in a constructive conversation rather than an emotional battle. 5. Use I statements. Language plays a significant role in shaping the conversation's tone. Using you statements can often feel accusatory and put the other person on guard. Instead, opt for I statements that express your feelings and thoughts without blaming or accusing. For instance, say, "I feel frustrated when our opinions clash because," rather than, "You always insist on being right." I statements are less likely to trigger a defensive response and more likely to encourage the other person to listen and consider your perspective. This simple shift in language can pave the way for a more open and productive dialogue. 6. Back up your points with facts. When presenting your viewpoint, it's important to have a solid foundation. Back up your points with credible facts, evidence, and examples. A well-reasoned argument supported by data is much more likely to grab the other person's attention and garner their respect. When you can demonstrate that your perspective is grounded in objective information, you're providing a strong basis for your argument. This shows that you've put thought and effort into your stance, making it more difficult for the other person to dismiss it outright. Additionally, using facts promotes a fact-based discussion, encouraging the other person to engage in a thoughtful and rational conversation rather than simply reacting emotionally. And that wraps up our comprehensive guide on how to make people listen during an argument. Remember, the key to effective communication lies in your approach, your words, and your willingness to understand the other person's perspective. By practicing active listening, choosing the right time and place, cultivating empathy, managing your emotions, using I statements, and backing up your points with facts, you'll be better equipped to navigate challenging conversations. Healthy dialogue can lead to stronger relationships and better outcomes, even when opinions differ. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more insights on communication, conflict resolution, and personal growth. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep those conversations open and productive.